Hi guys, it's me Random TJ. So I got a link today from one of my friends. The link said that something around the quark.com or like that. It's a website. I will give a link to that website in the description box so that you can check it out. Actually, it showed that they took 15 pendulums and put them in a series. Those pendulums had increasing or decreasing amount of the length of the equivalent length or the length of the string and the radius of the bob. So it showed that when all the bobs are set to oscillate at the same time, and they are seen from one lateral side, they actually create some random and some kind of patterns like waveforms. So I thought it would be very interesting to make one of them today. So let's start. It's not one of my inventions or anything. It's done by someone else. I'm just showing you how you can do that at home. So for that you need these things. Do a lot of things. Okay, so the things you need are 4 cardboard rolls, one scale, 15 centimeter scale, scissor, tape, some ropes like those chain ropes, and some ball bearings. You can use ball bearings. In my case, I did not have so many ball bearings, so I used marble balls. They have got a good mass, so I think they will work good as a pendulum. Now you need a base. I'm using this clipboard as my base. So what you need to do is take 2 pairs of these cardboard rolls. Then you need a stapler like this. Let me turn on the flashlight. Okay, so you need a stapler like this. Yes, it has got some pins. Take 2 such rolls, measure the width of this scale this much, so press it like this, and the other one also like this. I will actually make the stand with this cardboard rolls, so staple here. Good. Okay, now let's put some tape to it to make it stronger. Okay, 2 pairs done. Now let's move on to the actual part. So these marble balls. Okay, so this part will take some time. It's actually a bit tough. So what you need to do is follow the steps carefully. You might waste a lot of strings for this, but actually this will be very accurate. Okay, so measure somewhat around 22 centimeter for all the set of strings. So let's begin with the first part. What the hell? Oh, the frustrating part. Okay, so 22 centimeter, 0 centimeter here. Okay, now let's mark it here. Now we have to repeat this process for 15 set of such strings. Okay, so done. 15 set of strings, each having a length of 22 centimeters. So now what we have to do is take one string and take some tape, tie that with this ball, and repeat that until we finish all the 15 sets, and then I will show you the technique. So let's start with the first one. So take this marble ball. We need a lot of tape for this. It will be better if you use those 0.7 centimeter thick tapes, the cellophane tapes. That will be better for this one, so that you don't need to cut them into shorter width. But in my case, I don't have that one right now, so I have to use this 1-inch tape and then slice it into shorter pieces to fit it with this, or fix the string with that ball. Okay, so I just cut out a small portion from it. Okay, now I will take this string right here, fix that with the ball or the bob, whatever you say, then tie it. Okay, now we have to repeat this step for 15 times. Okay, so this is the first bob. I know it will take a long time, so let me do it as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, so it's finally done. These are the 15 marble bobs right here, as you can see. Now it's time to set them in a series in increasing order of their equivalent length. Equivalent length means the length of this string plus the radius of the bob. That's called the equivalent length. So the equivalent length will increase from this side and decrease from the other side, as you see. So the way to take the measurements are like take some tape like this, and then you lay the sticky side on the opposite like this. Okay, so the sticky side will be on the top. Now take all the bobs like this, put the measurement here. I mean, all the bobs will touch this line, and then stick them. That's how it's gonna work. The second one. Okay, so you can see that they are all at the same line like this, the same length. So what we need to do is now this scale right here. Okay, like this. So this is right now looking like a Newton's cradle, but they don't need to actually touch each other because this will work as a pendulum and not actually as a Newton's cradle. So what we need to do is now keep this setup like this. Okay, now take another scale, and that will show you how the lengths are moving gradually like this, from the shortest to the highest. What the hell? Okay, so I have marked all the points, the lengths from where I will cut these parts, as you can see. Now it's time to actually build the setup on which this thing will stand, and then we'll give it a test run. Now as I had built those two stands, again press the two ends like this, same for the other one. Okay, so the stands are done. Now it's time for the magic. Let's see. Okay, now what we need to do is pull the strings until they reach the point I have marked. Like that, it's gonna work. Okay, so the setup is finally complete. I used 14 of them. I did not use this one because it was kind of, I mean, the string was too short and I did not have time to make another set. So just let it be 14. I have used a black background so that we can visualize the white balls better with the black background. The contrast will be better. And then I have used a longer scale because initially, as you see, the gaps have been wide now. Initially, it was very close, and what was happening is that when this ball is swinging, it comes time when it hits the other ball like this. So to avoid that problem, what I've done is I've added the space between two bobs like this. So now, after everything is set, I have removed the base because that clipboard was too short for this, because after increasing the gaps between this, I have to use a longer scale. Now let's watch it from this lateral side where all will be at a single line, and you can see that one bob is on the top of the other like that. It will go. It will look like one single line, and then we will give it a try and see how it works. Okay, so this is how you need to do. Take a piece of cardboard like this that has equal length covering all the bobs at the same time. Then you take it like this, push all the bobs at the same time, and then release. So that's how it will work. So let's make a little bit of adjustment right here because as you see, it was striking each other, and then I will give it a try.